To really understand what's happening in the world and what the world is, we have to realize that physicality is an illusion. And quantum physics, as it's emerged and expanded, has understood this. We are told that the physical world consists of atoms. Atoms make up the solid physical world. Well, if you look at the inside of an atom and go deep enough into it, there is no physicality. It's just an electrical system of electrons going around a nucleus. And as someone said to illustrate what an atom really is, if the nucleus at the center of the atom was a 10-cent piece, then the atom itself would have to be the size of a baseball stadium. And everything else is empty space. It's not empty, it's an energy that we're not aware of, but to the human vision, it's empty space. And that's supposed to make up the physical world. It doesn't. So what the heck is going on? Why are we being told all the time by orthodox science funded by the cult, you want to go beyond what we want people to believe? Well, funding stopped, mate. It tells us that we live in a physical world and everything's solid. Well, that is clearly, demonstrably not the case. And I just talk about how this thing works. We, in our non-human body state, are consciousness. Some people call it soul. Actually, we go beyond that even, but call it soul, whatever you like. It's consciousness. When a near-death experiencer, the body ceases to function and they find themselves in another reality, well, obviously they're not taking their body with them, have they? It's just expired. So what's experiencing that? Well, another level of energy is, which people call the soul. And so the body is a vehicle. It's a vehicle for us to experience this reality, this band of frequency, which is the human world. And so when the body expires, we find ourselves in another dimension. Why? Because the reason we've been experiencing this dimension is because the body is decoding it. If you could think of the body as a virtual reality headset, then you pretty much got the dynamic. You put you put into YouTube words to the effect of virtual reality headset compilations or whatever, and you will see many videos of people who put a headset on. Now they're in a room, maybe just like any other room, and they're in this reality. But they put the headset on, and within seconds, they're jumping around, screaming, running away, because their sense of reality has been hijacked, overridden by what the headset is feeding them. And what is it feeding? It's feeding their five senses. It's feeding their sight, it's feeding their audio, and in the more sophisticated ones, it's feeding their touch. And even with some of these chairs that move around, it's giving them the feeling of movement as well in relation to what they're being fed in the headset. And what they can do, because it's a headset, is they can take it off. And immediately they go, phew, well, it was just a game. But if the body, which I've been calling since the 1990s a biological computer, is decoding this reality, which is a simulation, the dynamic of a virtual reality game is very applicable. Then from the moment you're in the womb and the body starts to form, to the moment you go out the other end in the cemetery, the biological computer is decoding this reality in exactly the way, in dynamics, that this computer is decoding the internet. So if you said to people who knew nothing about computers and nothing about Wi-Fi, that there is a level of energy, information, in this room and around the world that you can, that is a global reality, the internet is, and that you can decode it into a completely different reality on the screen, then people would call you mad and crazy. They'd say, well, where is this Wi-Fi? I can't see it. No, because it's outside of visible light. And yet, now people know about computers and they know about Wi-Fi. And you say, you know, there's a whole reality which you can decode into a completely different form on the computer screen. People say, oh yeah, I know about that. Wi-Fi, the computers, yeah, know about that. And the only difference between you're mad, mate, and oh yeah, I know about that, is knowledge. Knowledge that Wi-Fi and computers exist. Now, what is a computer doing? It's taking a field of information called Wi-Fi, and it's decoding it into a completely different state on the screen. My face is not in the Wi-Fi. Information the computer decodes as my face is in the Wi-Fi. And where is the computer decoding the Wi-Fi? Is it here? Is it here? Is it here? No, it's inside the computer. And what's kind of really struck me over recent times, decades now, is how the technological explosion that we're seeing in the world mirrors the way we interact with reality and what reality is. So you take a Wi-Fi field, that in the greater scheme it's the simulation. The simulation is not a construct. It's a field of information. And it's like, if you remember in the first Matrix movie, the Morpheus character held up a battery and he said, the Matrix, simulation, the Matrix is a computer-generated dream world built to turn human beings into one of these, a battery. And that was a profound truth within apparently a fictional movie, because this is a simulated reality which we take to be real. And as a result of what happens in this reality and our interaction with this reality, messages feed off. And so you have the body, and it's constantly decoding the matrix. And it's doing it through the five senses, which is why the virtual reality games can override the five senses and give you a different reality, which you react to before you do that. And you've only got to look at mainstream science to see the sequence. What's happening is the simulation field is held in the form of frequency. Frequency carries information. And I mean, the frequencies of television broadcasts in the old analog system, they broadcast the frequency, and the television decoded the frequency information into the television program you were looking at on the screen. It's the same principle.